Hi, hello, welcome to my deep dive on the first rights. The first rights are a pretty integral part of the cultural system of Gene and Buell's universe of the Earth Children series. I am going to be going into it and picking it apart a bit. Um, hope you get something from this. I'm not trying to cancel anybody by doing this deep dive, but I do firmly believe that we are we should be looking at whatever we take in through a lens of where we are now. Uh, Jean M. Ewell was a white woman uh, working in the early to mid 80s for the first few books, early 2000s for the other books. So a lot of it is tainted by that mindset, and so I think that it's owed to us as readers and as lovers of the fiction that she created to be able to pick it apart without picking her apart. I'm not throwing judgments on her or where she's at. I think she did do the best she could with where she was, and I still love these series. And with that caveat, I will go into the deep dive. But first, okay, so we put Miss Ewell in her time and her place. Let's put me in my time and my place. Hi, I'm 46. I'm a non-binary human being. I started reading the book series when I was a female child growing up in North Carolina. Yeah, so I have definitely had some changes to my worldview in the last 30 odd years. Probably closer to 40 now. So yeah, that's where I am now. When I started, I wasn't here. So I'm going to be coming in from that lens where how it kind of affected me growing up and how it affects me now reading, which I think is a constructive thing to do, both for myself and for for the reading. So yeah, that is my time, my place, my context. So, what are first rights? Within the Earth's Children series, first rights is the initiation process that all girl children, or identified kids as girl children, must be opened by a male adult man. Um, yeah, after they reach puberty. It is a very integral part of the mother goddess religion, and it's kind of hammered in home, starting in the Valley of Horses. Yeah, that's when it starts. So that's what it is within the universe. I'm going to be going further in to relative context and our realities, but that is the universal context of first rights. All that being said, um, I still cherish the memories I have with the series, and I mean no disrespect to Miss Ewell or her family. Please don't come for me. I am very poor and a very small creator. Um, but yeah, these are my opinions, and I wanted to share them. And we are going to get into it. Please enjoy. Mother Goddess Cult. Red, do you mind taking this one?
A mother goddess cult is a spiritual movement focused on worshipping a feminine divine figure associated with fertility, motherhood, and nature. Key characteristics include 1. Feminine divine, reverence for a mother goddess embodying nurturing and wisdom. 2. Rituals, practices honoring the goddess linked to agricultural cycles and fertility rites. 3. Community focus, emphasis on communal support and sisterhood. 4. Nature reverence, a strong connection to nature and its rhythms. These cults promote the empowerment of women and a reverence for feminine spirituality.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Kind of wholesome, kind of, homey, kind of soft, kind of nice, very empowering. The way Miss Yule chooses to wedge in the um, the first right stuff and the indoctrination of boy children into sexual acts is weird. I'll say it. It's weird. The fact that she spends chapters on lusting after prepubescent children is weird. The fact that she has adult men and women actively preying on and sexualizing um, very, very young children is weird. And I'm going to dig into that. And I'm going to break it into different parts, and I'm going to dissect this mother goddess cult a bit. Um, and we're going to do it in sections. I'm going to try to keep it kind of linear and kind of keep it clear. And maybe at the end of the video, I'll have a conclusion with a little chart or something, just kind of like break it down. But yeah. So I am going to start in on these chapters, and Red's going to pop in with some definitions because I'm not really good at reciting definitions. I get very tongue tied, and is boring for me to do. So I'm asking Red to do it for me, and he is graciously accepted. So yeah, here we go.
Indoctrination in the context of cults refers to the process by which individuals are taught and conditioned to accept the group's beliefs, values, and practices without question. This process often includes 1. Repetition, constant reinforcement of core beliefs through meetings, literature, and rituals. 2. Isolation, limiting contact with outside perspectives to create an echo chamber. 3. Emotional manipulation, utilizing fear, guilt, or love to deepen commitment to the group. 4. Authority figures, emphasizing the leader's authority and portraying them as infallible. 5. Peer pressure, encouraging conformity through social dynamics and group cohesion. Overall, indoctrination aims to create unwavering loyalty and discourage critical thinking or dissent.
So, Miss Yule decided to make this mother goddess cult. Cool. I mean, there's actual archaeological evidence for some kind of feminine divine, maybe. A bunch of statues and other art and indications, which is cool. She did not need to add the grooming, and I'll let Red describe what grooming is in just a moment. The grooming, the sexualization of children, um, the whole concept of puberty rights are is cool. That's cool. A lot of cultures have them, but the sexualization of children is not shared in a lot of cultures. Maybe a thrusting to adulthood, yes, but requirements of sex with the opposite partner, the opposite gender, or whatever, is not required. And Yule chose to add this, and yeah, that's really really an issue for me, and especially the last two books. It's like it's really really hammered home. I am not going to take the time to list how many times the mother song was was uh was fully 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 in full in the book, and it's I can't listen to it anymore. I skip over it. It's a lot. And in fact, the last book, the whole focus is on the mother song and the changing of the mother song, and that whole shenanigan shitbag is a thing that I will go into in another time. But yeah, the Mother Goddess cult itself is fine. Okay, I cool. The indoctrination into a sexual cult is not cool in my mind. And I'm going to maybe do another video on the racism that's inherent in these books. Um, but I will not right now. But it is definitely there. A lot of blue-eyed, blonde people running around with like the superior culture of all the lands. It's a lot. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm going to let Red jump in on the grooming.
In the context of cults, grooming refers to the process by which leaders or members of a cult manipulate and prepare individuals to accept the cult's beliefs and practices. This process often involves building trust and emotional connections, isolating the individual from outside influences, and gradually introducing them to the group's ideology. Grooming can also include psychological manipulation, such as love bombing, or overwhelming someone with affection and attention, which creates a sense of dependency on the group. The goal is to ensure the individual's loyalty and commitment to the cult, often at the expense of their personal relationships and autonomy.
Yes, my boy. Okay, so that being said, what upsets me is that Ill takes us into this indoctrination into this mother sex cult through Isla's eyes. And I'll tell you what, I love the character of Isla. I identified with her so strongly as a kid. And there was a huge break, like decades long break, between the first four books and the last two books, and everybody's waiting for them. And when they came out, it was just indoctrination into this Mother Goddess cult. That's what it is. They break Isla down. They break her down so hard, and I'm going to like dig deeper into that and like tell you exactly how. But at the end of the books, it's like she's totally just broken. I mean, John Lara cheats on her with like the main love rival that is her main rival and like sleeps with her when Isla's taking these spiritual journeys. And Jandalar's a former Donnie woman and now like the main lead head Zelandani, the main priestess pretty much, the cult leader. She takes Isla under her wing and she totally just indoctrinates her. Like from the get go, she's like, okay, this one I'm going to teach and I'm going to pull into, and she's going to be the new leader. And that's her like manipulation of Isla is intense and it's gross. And I will definitely break that down. This is why I'm so upset about this, and this is why I'm doing this deep dive, because it's like I know a lot of people really identify with the series, and it's a good series. The last two books I have questions about, and I'm going to get into them. And the only reason I kicked through it is because I wanted to see what happened with Isla, and it's sad. It's sad what happens to Isla. I mean, it's written to be like this big, powerful moment when Isla is like seen as this divine figure that empowers the whole culture with this new knowledge that babies come from when first rites and other like honoring the mother happens when a man like puts his semen into a woman, it creates a baby. and I was the only one that's like made this connection. And so it's like they changed the whole mother song. It's a lot. But yeah, it's. I'm gonna go into this through Isla's eyes, and I'm gonna take it book by book, starting with Valley Horses, and then into Valley Horses and Plains Pet Pleasure and the Mammoth Hunters. I think are going to be in one chunk, because it's kind of before the major indoctrination happens, before the breaking down of Isla happens. And the last two books, I'm going to go into the breaking down of Isla into the cult of the mother goddess religion, mother sex goddess cult religion. It's a lot. Like it is. It's a lot. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to start with the Valley Horses, and let's go. I just rambled on for like 3 minutes without recording it. So let's start over, shall we? Yeah, so Valley Horses. We're going to start in with John Delar, and his introduction into the Mother Goddess sex cult. Basically, he was introduced into the cult, he was born into it, and he fell in love with his Donnie woman. His Donnie woman, what a Donnie woman is. A Donnie woman is an older woman that pretty much introduces a younger boy child, and I am going to call them children because they're all under 18, like well under 18, like just turned like preteens, like preteens. I'm not talking about 14, 15, 16, which isn't right either, but I'm talking about like young kids. These older women, like 20s, 30s, mature, quote unquote, mature women. Um, they groom these boys and they sexualize them and they introduce them into how to pleasure a woman. Um, yeah. So in this process, John Alar falls in love with his Donnie woman, and this is a big no-no. And it's kind of confusing why this is a big no-no. And Isla actually makes a point of bringing this up later on once they meet in the valley. That it's kind of like weird that you know y'all felt share all this and that you fell in love with each other and want to continue the relationship, then why not? That's weird to Isla and to me too. I mean, if you're going to go to the extent where you're going to like have these relationships with these kids and yeah, there's going to be emotions attached to it, why stigmatize these people? I don't know. It's weird. Um, so there's a lot of stigma, and there's actually like this thing where him and his Donnie woman have this illicit affair, and they're called out, and he ends up beating the shit out of the guy that catches them, to a point where he almost kills him and knocks his front teeth out. And this is Stone Age, so it's not like he can get reconstructive surgery. This guy has his teeth cut out, um, forever, and that hinders him being able to eat and being able to secure a family and blah blah blah. So there's a lot of stigma. So John Lawler is sent off, to live with his dad, his estranged father. Um, and this he carries this deep in his chest. He carries a lot of guilt and shame over this, and it kind of bleeds over into the first rights thing, because it's like the only time he feels like really connected with a woman or a child in this case, would be at first rights, would be when he's like opening these children for the first time and like showing this brand new world to them. It's gross. Sorry, barf. It's gross. It's very pedophile behavior. Um, so yeah, that's like this big hang up that John Orr has, that he carries through the book, and carries on throughout his life actually. But yeah, this is the trauma that this man is carrying from being indoctrinated into this cult. Um, Yeah, so that's Jalar. Our first real introduction into first rites, the ceremony first rites, is when Jalar and his brother Theodrin, they run into this other tribe of people that that they can't communicate with, and somehow like this man that used to trade like years and years ago came in. He speaks the Landani, Zandalar's native tongue a little bit, so they're able to communicate a little bit. And through this process, yeah, they asked Jandalar to initiate first rites with this child. Because the leader of that group wants his blue eyes. She thinks that she's gonna bless the ceremony and like put blue eyes into her family tree, uh, which is yeah, it is the whole blonde hair, blue eye thing again, and it is a big thing on Plains Passage because it's like John Mueller like left a lot of a lot of seed along the trail. He fucked a lot of girls. He was asked to fuck a lot of girls, and he complied. So it's like he's always looking, seeing if he left blue eyes along the trail, which is also weird. So that's the first introduction to first rites. And this, folks, is the end of part one because I got a lot of stuff more to get into, and I only have a little bit of storage. So, next installment, I'm going to jump into Isla's story and her start into the indoctrination and to the Mother Goddess Sex Cult. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Subscribe for the next installment, or check back and look forward to joining you over there. Thank you.